This is TWiT.
Well, here's the Pixel 6a.
There it is.
The phone's been on everybody's minds.
Yep. And
it's a great phone.
It's a great phone. Are you like choking back tears? It's that good?
No, I'm just, did we expect anything less at this point from this mid-ranger? I mean, this is the reason that
is a pretty known quantity at this point.
Is this the mid-range that sets the bar for the mid-range?
100%. As I said in my review headline, this phone, so let me peel off. So this is the Google casing that you can buy for the green variant, and you peel it off. Okay, you can't peel it off, actually. It's a little hard to get off because it's a case. It's supposed to protect it. There we go. And let me just clean this chassis off so you can just see the back.
This is compelling show. Oh, look at that. What color is that?
Oh, it's so shiny.
What was this? Sage green? Is that what it was called? It's really nice in person. It's really nice.
Seafoam.
It looks nice.
Seafoam.
Yeah, it is sage. It is sage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A beautiful green-gray color that resembles the color of dried sage leaves.
Yes, and this is the wallpaper. I put a Studio Ghibli wallpaper for it.
Oh, so the colors are sage, chalk, and charcoal. Jason,
thank you.
I don't know. Do you guys notice anything that you can see on this interface?
It's hard to see because it's brightness.
Material hued.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Icons are material hued.
Yeah. Something to know about the Pixel 6a is that if you did pre-order it last week and it's supposed to be shipping in 2 days, you will be getting a version of Android 12 with some beta Android 13 features bundled in there. Sort of a nice little, thanks for being a Google customer.
Nice.
Here's some features early.
So then does it come with icon sets installed, or did you have to install the icons in order to do that, or was that dynamically created? Like how does that work? Because what you were showing off is like the icons are painted, right? Like they're painted differently than the icons that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, the icons they've got so these are the accented icons, and I apologize, this is a terrible way to try and show the video audience, but these are the Material You icons that are available, the adaptive icons available in Android 13.
Oh, okay. So then maybe this is a question for Huyen. Do developers have to then create a version of their icon separate from their initial version, and then when people have the mode on, then it just pulls that? Is that how that works?
Yeah, you need some developer help for that, as Florence said. But we y'all gotta update those icons, which I wonder if my team at Trello did. They probably did. But yeah, it's that this would be part of your Android 13 getting readiness.
Right.
From this year. But yeah, you would have to. Sorry.
Cool. So that's nice.
That's cool. That does look nice. And
it's great. Sorry.
And what you're saying is that is a feature that we'll probably all have better access to when Android 13 hits our phones. But right now it's hitting the Pixel 6a. That's cool.
Yeah. Nice. You remember Google does like the Pixel drops they have. I really feel like they're trying to say, okay, you're getting this Pixel, so you're going to have some perks, but nothing, it's not wild like Samsung, how they really make it a marketing opportunity. But anyways, this is a $450 phone. I really, really like it. It really does feel like a premium device. It's the smallest Pixel that you can buy right now. So if you're looking for a really handheld Android device, this is 6.1-inch screen. It is not the smallest phone you can buy. Technically, one of the smallest phones you can buy right now is the iPhone SE, which if you're watching this show, maybe you're considering it for somebody. Then you should know that. So iPhone SE is a lot smaller than this. This is a lighter phone by a couple of grams, as far as I remember from the numbers in my head. And those two things, the lightness and the small form factor, are both a net positive and perhaps a negative for some folks, because A smaller phone means it's a little harder to type on. You don't get as much screen real estate. But a smaller phone for some people also means more usability for their particular needs. It also means pocketability, which is not something that we really have with the regular Pixel 6s. So things to consider when you're considering the Pixel 6a.
I'm also noticing when I'm looking at the pictures that you have in your review with the 6 to the left and the 6a to the right, like I already knew that the camera bump depth was different, right? Like it's a shallower camera bump, but I didn't realize that it's also narrower. It's actually considerably more narrow than the other one. So it's like they've really shrunk down the camera bump on this one.
Let's see if you can. So.
Oh yeah.
Can you
look
see?
At that? It's almost
very
flush.
Thin.
Flush, yeah.
Yeah. It's flush, and quite frankly, I prefer it that way. There are people in my life who like the bump on the Pixel because it kind of gives like a little riser in the back, but it adds to the real estate of the phone when you do that.
Sure.
So, something to consider.
Fingerprint unlock. That's one of the things that lately on my 6 Pro I've been kind of not struggling with, but sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, and that I don't know. Maybe that's because I've been part of the beta and there's some weird wonkiness in there. But
you point out
that it's super fast.
That's nice. Boof. That's snappy.
Wow, that is nice.
Boop. Yeah, it is way faster, actually. The thing about the Pixel 6 is that you kind of have to hold down your print a little bit. Like, it's only the difference of a split millisecond, but it's noticeable when you're using it. Like, I'm so used to the really fast way of getting into my OnePlus devices. It's just like I just tap them and they let me in, which maybe, what does that really say about the security? I don't know. But
Right.
So that's something to consider. But it does feel faster. It does, which is nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
60 hertz refresh rate on the display. I want to bring that up. There's two reasons to consider this. It's a good thing because it will save you a lot on battery. In fact, this phone ended up lasting 18 hours in the Gizmodo battery test. It was better than the Pixel 6 with its bigger battery on the inside. And I definitely think the screen has a lot to do with that battery, the measurements between those two phones. But of course, the downside is that if you're on a website with a lot of columns or just like a lot of graphics going on, it does start to look a little choppy. Like there's a noticeable choppiness versus like I've been living life with 120 hertz every day. And I can tell when I'm not on it. I've become that person.
Your eyes have become accustomed to it. Yeah.
Once you go, like it's the kind of thing you can't go back from, right? So
yes, exactly. And it's worth noting the Galaxy A53, the Samsung version of the mid-range, they are really competing at this category with their screen because that's what Samsung does best. And so 120 hertz on that phone. And I should also mention that phone outlasted this phone's battery test because that phone has a 5,000 milliamp battery, which is about 600 bigger than this one. And so that's just to say if like the screen is what you're going to prioritize from this price point, then a Samsung device would be the thing to go for. But if what you want is a camera, I don't know how else you could pick anything but the Pixel 6a.
That makes sense as well. I mean, that's so, repeatedly kind of the story of the A series, right?
That algorithm is incredible. Now, granted, there are differences between the Pixel 6a and the Pixel 6. The Pixel 6 has actual bigger, optical lenses on the back, bigger sensors, so it's able to capture in detail that the Pixel 6a cannot. Not to mention that it can zoom. There's some actual optical zoom on the Pixel 6 phones, whereas the Pixel 6a has what's called a super zoom, which is just digital. It's up to 7x. It's fine if you need
AI
to
infused
Yeah, it's like fine if you need to like zoom into something, but it's not for taking a photo to share with somebody.
Right.
That's sort of how I feel. Night sight, of course, is incredible. Stupid incredible. I really do feel like this is the benchmark for taking night shots. But if that's not super important to you, then the Pixel 6a, maybe you don't care for the Pixel 6a. You can go with something else.
If what's most important to you is listening to your wired headphones, this is the first A series that doesn't have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack too. See, they're all falling down.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest, I didn't mention it because I don't care. So,
I think more and more people are in the same boat. Yeah.
Yeah, and just think about how many wireless earphones and headphones are available on the market now. Like, I feel they want us to have like 3 of each. That's sort of how it feels in this market. Last couple of things about the Pixel 6a before we move on. 128 gigs of storage with no micro SD slot, which is kind of a bummer because I personally don't feel like that's very much. But for this price point, it's fine. Phone chassis is still a little slippery on the outside, so you are going to want to get a case for this. And again, the small size might be kind of hard for some people. I actually ended up, while I like the small size for the whole fits into my purse, fits into my pant pocket sort of thing, like I cannot type on a small screen with my claws. And I like to have long nails, and it's very hard to message without sort of messing up the automatic typing. It gets it wrong a lot. Because you got to do the
tap thing with like sideways thing that I see.
Exactly. It's right.
Women with long nails.
How long my nail is.
You don't do that anymore. You're like doing this thing. It's kind of sideways.
Yes.
It's just a larger
very hard
surface,
to do. Yeah. Very hard to do on a small screen. It's like it drives you nuts. It's so tedious. So
nice. So it sounds like you're smitten. You're 6A smitten.
Yeah, they keep doing a really great job with this lineup. And I think this is the one where Google's really finding that it's going to compete the best. Like they figured out the formula for this particular price point. So why not just keep going with it? And it still works.
Yeah. Yeah. Still works.